Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Wednesday, June 5th, 2019. Today is more of the Angels Bob's Space Extension playthrough in Factorio. Ah, glad it's a new day. I just want to throw that out there right off the bat. I am just glad that it is a new day. Yesterday I wasn't quite feeling particularly well over the course of the stream. I don't know if you may have noticed, but in the Pianodons episode slash stream yesterday, I had to take 2 breaks, and after each break I was at least a pound lighter. So yeah, and I didn't feel very good, and towards the end there I was starting to get a little bit testy, but it's a new day. No updates for anything important right now. Um, yeah, so let's just get into it. I went ahead and I got rid of a lot of old saves, just removed them to make it just a little bit easier to scroll through. So let's get started. Last time I made purple science. That was the first thing that I did, pretty much. Pretty much it ended up the first thing. I expanded this stuff a bit by adding more here, I think, and to the Jivalite in particular, something like that. Something like that. I need to get this hooked up. Let's see, I think I also expanded the electrolysis line to maximize this as best I can. Otherwise, I also started to process cobalt. Yes, I started to process cobalt, and I set up what will be Invar and nickel plates. So the focus today, now that I have cobalt steel, is to basically start consuming all of it as I expand into the next tier of stuff. Now, do I have a car near me? Are you serious that are all 4 of my cars away from me? No, right here. So the first things first, I have to go and fix slash finish that issue. That issue with the mineralized water that I am producing out of nitric wastewater. So that will be the first thing that I end up doing here, but it looks like I'm low on my undergrounds and my belts, so I will detour and pick some of those up. I should actually be running on my catalyst line here. That's what I should be doing. And then I can go ahead and stop here. Go up and pick up. Let's see. Now, I will need to bus in aluminium plates at this point in time as well. So this is where things start getting Interesting. So I need to bus in the white circuit boards, the electronic circuit boards. I also need to bus in aluminium plates and the bearings plus gear wheels. So this is going to be complex just because it requires like 3 input belts on this to do efficiently. Let's see, you need 8 plates, you need 2, you need 14, so yeah. This is going to require basically doing that, as well as that. It's ever so slightly unfortunate that I put my splitters on the right instead of on the left, because that would have made this step so very much easier. No. Those. Just because it requires the electronic circuits for all of these, because it's all the same, plus the electronic circuits. Now, I was actually thinking of having a mixed belt of the electronic circuits with the BEVs, so that's one minor issue solved. Or, like, in the alternative, I can do these two as a mixed belt, and in fact, I think that's what I'm going to do, is I'll take these and make them a mixed belt, and I'll use this belt as the electronic circuits, so by doing that, I can then also have a mixed belt with the green circuits as well. The cobalt steel bearings are awful. And let me explain why they're so awful. The cobalt steel bearings require plates plus steel ball bearings. And steel ball bearings require plates. And notice, you get 12 ball bearings per steel plate. So, let's see. This makes 18 per second. This makes 20. This needs 24 per second. Which is just awful. It's awful. That's a 2 to 3. So that's a 3 bearing to, or yeah, 3 ball bearing to 3 bearings. Fortunately, the gears are a lot easier. Uh, 6 per second on the gears, 7.5, 5.25. Now, I'm going to need a lot of these belts. A lot of these belts. I do not think I'm running the... No, I'm not running a separate mod that gives even better belts. So, there's 2 more tiers after this of belts to have to worry about. But yeah, I will continue setting that up after doing this fix that I needed to do. So where is I think I should have somewhere a mineralized water. Yes, right here. I just need to follow this and hook it up. As well as a, I have to hook up the purified water to the clarifier. That's the other thing I need to do, and get power to the clarifier. I just want to make sure I take care of this first. Let's see, where is... Alright, mineralized is here. Just want things to be consistent. That's not consistent. Let's go this way. Okay, that's fine. Then it's just a matter of power. 280 up to 160. So I need one more. Ugh, power again. There we go. That should be enough to get rid of all the nitric wastewater and give me some extra mineralized. Just a bit of extra mineralized. I think I'm producing 300 per second on the nitric. But still, even like 75 extra is well worth it. Yeah, 300 per second. Okay, that is officially fixed and set up. I could do the same exact thing to the fluoric on here. With the fluoric wastewater, I'm pretty sure fluoric wastewater gives, if I look up mineralized water, fluoric gives it and sulfuric gives it. Now, I'm not currently doing the fluoric purification because I'm doing ore sorting for fluorine. Let's see here. Let's grab... There's not too much I can currently use. Where's Kovarex? Unless this is just completely changed. There it is. Needs advanced chemistry 4. So this is locked behind green, ultimately. Which, green is like the equivalent of the base game Vanilla's yellow. So it's like the very last tier, quote unquote, of science. Alright then, well, I'll pick up it. No, I will not pick up the thing that needs the green science. I'll pick up the steel axe, some of the, utility stuff at this point. Could get tungsten alloy processing. But I'm not making tungsten yet. Alright, that is that. So now everything should be moving. Which is fantastic. Let's see. I guess I can come down and work a little bit on the nickel. That's the invar, that's that. I will need loaders, but I don't have enough stuffs. Not enough stuffs. Well, I guess I can do this a ye old-fashioned way. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Yeah, that's fine. In fact, that's more than enough, I think. Maybe. So you need carbon? No, you need the coke and limestone. I think... Can I just... pull one of those straight down? I think I can pull those basically straight down. Probably the easiest one would be this line right here. Route this. I'm just thinking how I want to properly do this. Oh my. Yeah, maybe maybe this one's easier. Yeah, that one is a little bit easier. Now I just need to physically get it where it needs to go. And that will involve split. And that, as I say, is that you just need a fuel. You don't need anything specific. You need sulfuric acid. And I need oxygen. Now, I believe I have sulfuric acid and oxygen up here. Yes, I have a sulfuric acid, so I'll bring this down from the side. That feeds the sulfuric acid in. I need any fuel. Let's see, so the any fuel can be... Well, may as well make use of what I've got close by. That is fine. Now just I need the oxygen. Now for the oxygen... Is that it? Just those? I think so. I will run those pipes and connect it to whatever I bring down. Probably from right up here. Thankfully, I managed to get it right next to the sulfuric acid. And there we go. That is oxygen. That is those. Need my inserters to insert. Just add nickel, I think, is the next step here. And power. Nickel and power. Need to grab more copper plates, oddly enough. Okay, nickel ore in. How is this one going to be run? Well, first off, where is it? The nickel ore. Excuse me, let me just bring the mic a little bit closer. Let's see, nickel ore is here. Now, why exactly did you... Oh, it's because of this. I will... go down this way. There we go. Welcome to the party, Nickel! Now just grab some of this copper. Make more poles. There we go, that's better. Power all of the things. Then it's just a matter of casting machines. I have just 10. I need more than that. Of course, the actual steel, because this is going to need 9, and then this is another 3. So I need 12, not 10. So let's go grab more thingies. More steel is required. 1, 2. I swear I have to reassign or just completely disable that X hotkey that shifts the hotbar. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Not one bit. So those can all die. Let's see, how did I do this? Up here? Just the long line right next to the thing? Alright. That's my invar, and then this is my nickel. Huzzah! How many silos do I have? Not enough. Not enough silos. So let's get silos. Just need, like, the 2. Right, I don't have loaders. So, again, ye old-fashioned way. I guess I'll have these. I could output them on the other side. I'm gonna output them by doing this. Then power! Let there be power! Let there be all the power. So there's some invar. I can now, like, make stuff. Rather important stuff. Okay, purple. I guess I'll just start working through the purple sciences at this point. So invar is needed for like higher up stuff, and for this as well. Really should have turned off that alien artifact thing because I don't have any frickin' aliens, you know? Forgot to do that at the very beginning. However, there should be in here. Um, yeah, it's just dropped by. Aha. Alien pre-artifact. Seated dish, iron paste. So there is a, like, Angel's bioprocessing method of getting alien artifacts. Which I haven't done before. At all. Okay. Next. Now that I'm getting some of that nickel. Time to truly set this up. Let's get some loaders. Lots of loaders. FYI. Lots and lots and lots and lots of loaders. Boink, boink, boink. Boink, 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 boink. I should really be transitioning into red chests. And then it's one there. So, mixed belt of these. Let's see, how do I normally do this? It's, well, this is one way. That's one way of doing it. And I just have to clean up the one side of the belt. You. Then I clean up the entirety of this belt. Because this belt is going to be Really? Really? Ugh. Fine. I don't even want to think about how I'm going to get the drain circuit up here when I have this in that spot as well. Very much will likely have to shift things by a lot. By Allet. This here, this here. The aluminium will have to come up, like, really early. Speaking of the aluminium, time for the next thing on my bus. Get these aluminium plates up. Actually, these aluminium plates can be... that doesn't seem quite efficient. I'm thinking about how future belts will run, basically. So I think I'll just do this way. Let's see here. Let us grab... yeah, more long reach. Sure. More long reach. Okay, where are these plates? The plates are there. Just being buffered. Oh yeah, I got my mining speed upgrade, so now I can fix errors even faster. So let's see, this needs to split off about as early as possible here, so I will grab this here. That's convenient. No. Oh noes. More undergrounds. Give me more. How do I have an odd number? Okay, that's those plates. Next comes the... what will be the mixed belt of all of this crap. Is there enough space? Of course not. Of course not. Boy. Fortunately, I can work with this. then plates, cobalt plates in. So the cobalt will be like that. Now, another reminder, eventually all of this is just going to end up as being done by robots. Alright. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That should be all I really need. Then light all this stuff up. Next is I need electronic circuit boards. What do the next inserters need? I should have access to you, which the next tier is purple. Requires the greens, and then the blues. Yeah, greens. And then blues. Boy, this is... Really? Alright. Here is our first instance of utilizing the extra underground distance of the blue belts. Ah, boys, that. This will be a mixed belt of circuits, and the reason why this is okay is because this is, we'll have the ones on this side consuming the electronic circuit boards, and the next ones consuming the, logic boards. I think that's the green ones, what the green ones are called. That should do it on that front. Now the unfortunate part is that I will be limited. I guess I need to go one more out. Oops, that's not good. Give me those. I'll be limited by whatever's, like, left over from this. Let's get more of you. That'd be nice. I should start doing the mall of assemblers. Ooh, and I can do these mining drills now. That's right. I can do the better mining drills. Not like I really need them, actually, at the moment. Um, because it's not like I'm not consuming all of the ore. Well, it looks like I need more Givelite ore, but more Givelite ores just provide additional power over there, so guess I'll just do that then. Speaking of power, oh, it's getting pretty close to the max. I can start doing nuclear power. I've got cobalt steel now, which means I can make... It was the turbines? Yes, yes, yes. These guys. Yes, 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 yes. So I can make the steam turbines now, which also means that I can make the reactors. Yes, 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 yes. This is good. This is very good. Oh, are you, you just, like, need power, alright? No, that's not it. That's the one. Really? Oh, come on! Oh, I've got these. I've got a couple of these! That should work just fine. You are empty. Let's see here. I guess I'll just connect everything I've got. Yeah, it looks like I've sort of filled this red belt with the outputs there from that Givelite, so I'm not going to, I'm not going to worry. Actually, I think it might be limited by yellow throughput, but anyway. Moving right along. Coal. I need coal. Ideally, actually, what I need is to stop depending on this as the source of coal. It may be time, just about that time, for a new railway? Or about that time to expand this into here. This is a 19 mil coal patch. Even if I don't do the central stuff, it wouldn't really matter, and I would be moving water on the train. That would be interesting, to say the least. Let's not anymore. Not any more of that. So, limiters. Right. Boink, 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 boink. Did I limit these? Nope. This is looking so nice and lovely. And as you can see, it's the bearings that are the limiting factor here on speed. I was going to put better machines there. Yeah, even with these loaders, just moving stuff as fast as possible. I hate these. FYI, I hate these. I hate every single time after this where this is required as well. Because it's the same exact setup with ceramics, titanium, nitinol, titanium, ceramics, and oh, it's just those three. Yeah, titanium, ceramics, and nitinol. It's that exact same process, but it also adds in the element of needing lubricant at that point. So, yeah, I hate it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it so very much. That being said, I haven't tried, like, actual inserters. I'm assuming that the loaders are faster, but maybe direct insertion is faster. I don't know. I would assume not. Oh, and of course the stream has gone down a little bit. Let's see. Why? Oh. Right. That would explain a heck of a lot, actually. Yes, that would explain quite a lot. Quite a lot. And as you might expect... Oh yes, you now need to be limited. As you might expect, I am now going to transition into exclusively using the blues. Wherever possible. Which is why I am trying very hard to get things properly set up. More. More. More is more. Give me more of these machines. Oh hey, I'm actually producing enough? What? Okay. More of those. I'm actually producing enough. It's limited by the gears. Go go gadget gears. Stuffs. Things. Oh my. Oh my. So yeah, this is the next issue. What is the problem? Not enough iron ore. Plenty of cobalt, that's fine. It's iron ore. The issue on the iron ore is simply nothing. I am demanding more than I am capable of producing out of seven Mark III machines. And I don't think adding an 8th will help matters very much. That being said, I am consuming a lot on this Invar stuff, so I think I'm going to go down and I'm going to put a limiter on the Invar silo, because I really don't need, like, a full silo at this point in time. Don't need a full silo of it. So let's come on down and put a limiter on you so that it backs up and stops needing stuff. Oh hey, these are facing the absolute wrong direction. But the same will apply to you. I'm going to limit you by a lot. By Allet. For reference, nickel plates. Oh, come on. Nickel. Of course I picked the wrong one. Nickel plate is used exclusively for Mark III and for RoboPower antenna arrays, as well as an alternate recipe for piercing round magazines. Nickel and bronze. Versus copper and steel. So it makes it so that you don't have to use as much copper or steel in the end. Okay, so now that I'm producing that, it is time to focus on figure out what I want to do, actually. I mentioned I need power, and I mentioned doing uranium power, so let me grab... Guess I need to hold on to a ton of copper to make a reactor. Oh boy. As I said, grab onto a ton of copper. to make a reactor, I also need a centrifuge. Needs more standard concrete and lots of iron. Now that I'm thinking about it, how about I just make standard concrete somewhere? Because that sounds like a superb idea. So standard concrete. Water, iron ore, and bricks? Pretty sure stone bricks. Pretty sure it's the stone bricks. I'll only really need like the one machine for this, so I'll do this like here. Ish. Concrete, bricks, iron ore, and water. I'll have to do this from below. Here. There we go. Inserters, insert, and just add water. I've actually got close water lines. So how about running it just like from here? Now, what is with the... oh. I need to... do that. That works wonderfully. Then I guess I can, probably need more steam. Nah, looks like it's going fine. Alright, that solved that little issue. Now let's, let there be power. And let there be, like, do I have enough room for a silo? Technically, yes. Excellent. So this will, of course, run forever, basically. Because I'm going to need a lot of concrete. Give me the... more iron. Centrifuge! Give me the centrifuge. In fact, I'm going to need more than one centrifuge. The fuses. And I will need steam turbines. Turbines. And heat exchangers. Oh, I need toast. Let there be... which kind of toast is it? It's the... brass, but I'm standing here, so I'll grab both. I've already lost count of how many steam turbines. 4. Five, 6, 7, 8. So, nuclear power. I guess it doesn't really matter where I do this, just as long as it has space. And I just have to bear in mind I have to route the thingy to it, the uranium. Guess I'll do this over here, in this area, just because it also needs a lot of water for this. It shall consume tons and tons of water over time. It's also going to need a lot of resources to set up initially. And I really want to get to that Covarex process because this is going to be fairly painful without it. Oh, I guess I will do that now. Once I get this sort of started and set up, I will do automated robots. That's the next step. Next step be robots, FYI. Okay, I'll do this like right here. So centrifuge. Oh, I also mentioned needing more than one centrifuge, but I'll worry about that later. Uranium processing. For now, that's just going to go into a chest. Actually, it's going to go into 2 chests, and I'm going to use filter inserters, regular filter inserters. You are going to be the... Is it this tab? No, it's this tab. U235, U238. And an assembler will make that out of those and stick them in one of that. .08 per second, bear that in mind, versus 0.2. And I need to store up a lot for Kovarex. Yeah, so this is the beginning. Just as an FYI, this is only the beginning. Oh, and I guess I need to put, put some power out here. RB your power. Just add uranium ore, which I have plenty. Plenty of uranium ore. I am producing it. Oh, hi. I don't have landfill on me. That's fine. There we go. So, huzzah, uranium. It's happening. It has begun! The uranium has begun. I'll tell you what else is about to begin. Oh, that's not good. That is not good. This is getting what it needs. Crap. Alright, so there is a solution to this. That will involve a massive expansion on my wood production. Which I was trying to slightly avoid doing for now, but... yeah, time to take the wood production to obscene levels, maybe. Gosh, I really want to avoid doing that, though. So, you can make these things called wood bricks. And wood bricks have a pretty high fuel value to give yourself a source of infinite power via wood production into steam energy. And it would save a lot on the coal here. But it requires a ton of wood production, and I'm not particularly interested in that at this time. So I think I'll have to go out and start mining additional coal. And that will be in this train. I'll go for a bit of a ride on this train. Actually, Now I'm thinking about it. These need to die. Oh no! Enter, 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 enter. There we go. I caught the train! Managed to actually catch the train. Alright. And I do have mining drills on me. That, don't worry so much about that one. In fact, I can get better mining drills, so I will get better mining drills. So this will be coal. It was going to be like Critinium or even more Rubite, but... Oh, hello. I guess I can, pick up some of these. Speaking of which... I could do the same up here. And start, well, I can do the full transition into infinite if I wanted to. But I'm not. Alright. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. Let's try to avoid... Avoid the infinite. Now, how many of these particular drills for a red? About 22 for a red. And I'm going by red just because I don't have enough blues. Fact. I will do that. Oh right, power poles is also a thing. Let's not bother. Let's not bother, like, connecting that other one that I just placed down. Alright. Let's see here. How many... Do I have any red loaders? Of course not. Now, getting power. Oh, you're not even needed. And there they go. Huh. That sure looks like it's, Oh, it's because, see, this isn't taking into account the, uh, productivity bonus of 20%. So, in reality, I don't need these. You can see that since these are moving, they are required. So it's currently, it's less than 20, probably 19 exactly. But yeah, that's what fully fills out a red belt at this point in time. A singular red belt. Now to wait on my train to return, which is actually unloading. I need to upgrade these with blue. You can go. This shall be glorious. Okay. This... I did say I was going to do the robots next, but... coal is a higher priority resource to get. It's a much higher priority resource. And unlike the other ore types, this resource is used a lot more. Anyway, once the train goes back, I will focus on running this coal. The fate of this coal will likely just be coke turning into coke and carbon, because that's currently the fate of most of it that's on my bus. So its fate is to be on my bus and not into steam power, but it will reduce that demand. Yeah, more long reach, please. Let's see, 5.6k, and off we go. Off we go after 90 seconds. Remember that these will eventually be, well, these two liquid ones are reserved for infinite mining fluids. If I ever get to that point, which I might just not get to that point. I'm not very big. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm not particularly all that big on trains. On using trains. Okay, I don't know anything short of... Oh, this is a pain. That being there. Excellent. Now I just have to, you know, run this line out. And I'll run it out as straight as possible. Until I get here. Alright, I have blue undergrounds. What am I complaining about? Let's see. I can take the coal in over here. The question is... Alright, so I'll do this right here. That is so freaking unfortunate. Please tell me at least this is... Yeah, this is fine. But I'm still short. At least I'm, like, right here on my production of stuff. Oh, why did you not have limits? You should have limits. Better. I need a, just trash storage for that stuff, plus, I guess these, and these. This various equipment. Do not need to be carrying around oil derricks. I'm gonna forget that's there, by the way. Just so we're clear on this, I will forget that that exists. Also, yes, I can do blue belts now. At least I should be thinking in terms of blue belts. Blue belts are only a little bit faster. It's a 50% improvement, I'm pretty sure. Because it goes from 45 to 60. Yeah. So they're twice a yellow, but it's a 50% increase from red to blue. And then the next step is another 15 plus 15, which makes it, I think that's a 25% improvement, and then it's a 12.5% at the very end of things. So yeah, that's fine. Give me at least that stack. Just keep giving me blues. It's not copying over, that's why. Oh god. Yeah, that's way too many of those. That is way too many of those. And give me, like, all of that. So that I can start transitioning over to blues. All the blues. Very nice. Very nice indeed. That takes care of the coal. I want to input priority left so that I want this line to back up. In fact, I don't even want this line to begin with, but it will help while I am filling up my warehouse here. Okay, I think now that all of the above has been taken care of, I want to take a brief break, get up, stretch the legs, use the restroom, and when I come back, it will be time to start automating very important things, particularly, you know, robots! It's robot time. It is, in fact, beyond time for robots. After which, it's gold processing into modules. So that'll be our order of operations. Getting robots, non-zero amounts, and then getting non-zero amounts of gold making modules. So that will be what's coming up. I will be right back. Alright, I have returned. So, as I said, the next thing on the agenda is robots. I can make Mark IIs. So I will get my automation going to make Mark IIs. While I'm at it... Well, all of this is going to require quite a bit of belts as well, so I will head back, grab probably everything I have for belts, because I need to run the aluminium, like, all the way down. Which is slightly unfortunate, but I will do it anyway. Just because I'm going to need several thousand belts. In fact, I'm going to only limit you to half during this transition period. Oh, 3,000 some odd belts? Yeah, that sounds about right. I have a car right here. So what exactly do I need for this? I need the aluminium, I need steel, brass, and the white circuits and the basic electronic boards. Hello. Hello, chat. Let's run this all the way down. Rock. Out of my way. And this will use up all of these blue belts, sadly. What was that? That was a power pole. And there's all those. The throughput of this belt is limited to red anyway, so... oh well. I don't really have much production of anything at the moment that absolutely requires the blue belts, so... doesn't matter to me much. Okay. Welcome to the wastelands that is the end of the bus. Now, I should have... yes, I have all of the circuits already out here. I will need, eventually, to increase my production of those circuits. For now. Robot frames. Logistic robot brains, Mark 1. All of this is in... here? These will require directly the components and the transistors. So, am I busing those, or did I give myself the ability to bus those? I am busing those. So that will be the next thing to move. And the limiting factor here is just those circuits for the purple science. Those were down right here. So 2 lines coming all the way across. Stupid rocks, out of my way. Can't believe I was actually... that I actually had the forethought to bust these. Actually, you annoy me. So, taking a look at things, I need flying frames, which means I also need to bus my batteries and electric engine units. So those need fresh spots on the bus. I am, fortunately enough, making them somewhat close by. Here. Right here. So this is the engine units. That's just a waste of materials, but I guess I'll do this way. Where's my car? all of these, we're just measuring, counting belts. Have plenty of counting belts that I can just pick up along the bus. Counting belts and measuring sticks. This is the electric engine units. All this needs to die. All of it. Kill it all. Now for the batteries. Batteries are right here. So the convenient part of having the blue undergrounds is I can now just click and drag, basically. Because the spacing is perfect for how I have the bus set up right now. With doing the blue underground belts. Okay, those are now bussed. Aluminium. Which I have. Steel. Circuit boards. So steel, circuit boards, brass. Okay, steel is fortunately right here. Circuit boards are back here. Remember what I said about needing a lot of belts for this? And that is the primary downside of using a main bus in the first place. That is by far the biggest con for using a main bus system. It's just that the amount of resources that it uses astronomically increases over time. So then I have to go all the way back to get... Well, I may as well at least run belt as I go back. Pretty sure it's this lane. Wow, how far back is this? Oh my god, how far? How far back are we going? There. Like, over half the bus length. I need more belts. Let's go grab... Wow, only 64? What's limiting here? It's these. Ah, it's just the the amount of cobalt steel coming in, which is limited by the iron. Which looks like most of the iron that's being... Oh, What is... Ah! I am now limited by my catalysts. That is the bottleneck there. That being said, I'm not going to worry about it right now. Let's see, go back. My mineral catalysts are limited by mineralized water. What is limiting these electronic circuits? Well, I guess BEVs are a problem. That helps a bit. Then the BCBs. Oh, right. I want you. I am a bit limited on these. And these are limited by wood. How am I so limited on wood? I guess my consumption in this whole process is, oh, it's you, too. I need to change this to make it 2 ratio. 2A ratio, anyway. Here, stop being limited by your belts. Whoa. I am disorienting myself. All gray belts must die. That'll be one of the first things I do once I set up the whole logistics network thing. Going to need more carbon. power. Better power. More of the better power, please. Oh, it disconnected, it looks like, briefly. That's unfortunate. Yet again. That's, 2 this stream so far. I'm expecting, like, 1 more. Okay, not enough steam. Pretty sure that the Mark IIs don't... It's not that they produce more steam, or is it? They produce hotter steam, and it's not really the temperature of the steam that I need. That should help. It's still not enough steam, oddly enough. Let's get even more steam. That should do it. And it does. Then you are gonna get no more limiting by gray belts. Now, just as long as all this gets the carbon it needs, which it looks like it is, we should be good. Granted, there is a better carbon recipe, using sodium hydroxide and nitrogen gas. It produces twice the... Well, actually, it produces the same amount of carbon per coke. It makes water. And it makes sodium carbonate, which sodium carbonate is used in the cobalt process? Yeah. That's the cobalt process. Maybe? No. No, that's a different icon. No, not that one. That one. Sodium carbonate is used. It should be used to go into... Oh, it's used in sodium hydroxide solution. As well as sodium aluminate, which is part of the T3, the pellet pressed aluminium stuff. Gets used in the top glass mixture recipe. Yeah, so this T3 process, it gives you sodium carbonate back to feed back in. But it's a net negative, so you need to keep adding more. Just what I'm looking for is, so sodium hydroxide solution, recent change makes it 50 for everyone, which is great. And from the sodium hydroxide solution, I want to go back to sodium hydroxide. So if I set up this system, I need to have a spot where I convert solution back into sodium hydroxide, or I can keep it as solution and use the solution elsewhere. I mean, that's also a thing I can do. But I'm not going to set that up right now, because as I said, I want to make robots. And now that I have this extra production taken care of, it's not as much as I would like, but it's better than it was. This might actually help with the electronic circuits, the white circuits, which, by the way, these white circuits, this happens to be my favorite of the circuit icons. That circuit icon is my favorite because I like how colorful it is. It's cyan, yellow, and magenta little wires on it, and then the actual white background. I think this one looks cool. I like it. Alright, so speaking of which, the production of those circuits is up here. They're already blues, and that means, so they're limited by these. What's limiting these? These, and these need resin. Oh, goodness gracious, so I just need, I need to go pick up some glass. Don't mind me as I go pick up some glass and, probably just make a silo, because I don't think I'm actually storing the glass that I am making right now, which is problematic. Use silos. So off I go back to the beginning of the bus. This is a rather important thing to do, because if I continue on with making these robots at this point, it's not really going to be making the robots now, will it? Because it's going to need these circuit boards that require resin that doesn't have enough wood to make. Hold up. That being said, there is something that I need to do anyway as I work towards getting fiberglass for the next tier of circuits. And that is, I need to make something called liquid resin, and liquid resin can be converted into resin. Yes, so liquid resin into resin. And it looks like I have access to the tier 2 version of it, which is melamine and formaldehyde. And if I'm not mistaken, the level 3 version sort of requires melamine as an intermediate, so that is fine as well. So, formaldehyde and melamine. I also have access to the naphtha plastic, but I don't usually do the naphtha and polyethylene plastic. I wait until I get to the T3 recipe, because the level 3 version of the plastic recipe is so incredibly more efficient than either of the previous two. And it requires propene in its process, I think. And there's literally no reason to ever do liquid rubber. So, let's see here. Liquid resin, melamine, and formaldehyde. Either way, I will need formaldehyde. So, formaldehyde... Let me look at the... green metal catalyst and methanol. Alright, so that's easy enough off of a green metal catalyst line. Hello, tech. What do I even want? I don't even know what I want. Just give me stuffs and things. Anyway, I was looking at formaldehyde. Formaldehyde from methanol. I think I'm making methanol. If not, I can just make it out of CO2 and hydrogen just fine. But I've definitely also got methane. It's cracking into methanol, so if I expand that a bit, I can get what I need to feed into the formaldehyde. And then the other one is melamine. Melamine is blue metal catalysts, which this is green. Blue is cobalt and titanium, so I have both of those. I just have to run those lines on the bus. So that is a blue catalyst from urea. Hey, look at that, urea into melamine. That is the nice thing, actually, about the resin, the liquid resin chain, is urea is needed to make melamine, which melamine will be needed to make whatever the T3 thing it requires as well. And formaldehyde, I think, is also becomes an intermediate in the T3. So it's a nice progression. Let's see here. So you are ammonia and CO2. So I'm noticing that I need CO2 for these various things. So, as much as I would have liked to make my robots today, I think that that's going to have to be put on hold until I resolve my resin issues. Now, regardless, where am I making the... right up here. I am making the glass right here. So, regardless, regardless, I am going to want to make additional greenhouses because I am going to want to have additional wood production. And this just makes sure all of this stuff gets to moving. Why have it if it's not going to be operating currently? Oh, right. I am carrying around a ton of stone. Why does it want me to have the stone in my inventory when I hit Shift-C? I have no idea. So, let's see, you also... oh. Then it needs a ton of iron, apparently. That's as much as I currently have glass for, but I'm going to want like 200 some odd greenhouses worth of stuff. In the alternative, I can also make fertilizer, because guess what? Since I'll be making liquid resin, I'm going to be making at least one of the components that I need for the fertilizer recipe for the greenhouses, which that fertilizer, pretty sure, requires urea as one of its components, as well as like nitric acid and something else. It's in... what page is it? What page is it? Here. Nitric, ammonia, and urea. I am making 2 out of the 3, and I'm about to make the 3rd out of the 3 for my resin. So that's all well and good, but this is all going to require a lot of machines, various different types of machines. Now, I've got plenty of liquefiers, but I'd need a lot more brass, apparently. Which I should be running. Come here, my brass. You are required. Steel, you are also required. Aluminium. Way down here, you are also required. And we'll see what else I want / need. Alright, having a look at back here at my setup for the... say hello to the setup for the plastic if you haven't seen it yet. Unfortunately, with this setup for plastic, it is mostly 2 ratio, so there's not a ton of excess production, and yeah, it basically just feeds 2 machines making plastic. Let's see, am I making... I'm making methanol through steam cracking. What I'm thinking is... let's not do methanol via petrochem, at least not through natural gas or oil. Let's do it through CO2. Yeah, let's just do this through the CO2 process. So what do I... So, catalytic methanol will be how I do this. Give me that, I guess. Green catalysts, which I've got here. This is basically green catalysts. You know what might be simpler is, you know, just making green catalysts and then busing the green catalysts. You know, that sounds like an interesting... That's an interesting thought. I haven't considered that yet. Basically, what you do is you would have a zone that processes the catalyst and pulls in empty thingies, but there would be issues doing it that way. It would be too easy to have too many empty catalyst racks if you do it that way. So if you process in one location, making the red, the green, or the blue catalysts, or whatever, the yellow, the purple with the mad clowns, or violet, I guess is what it's called. If you make any of those at their own individual location, you need to have you need to also be making and have the empty containers. So you need these, the carriers. You need to limit the production of carriers, and you're going to need to have a belt of carriers that goes back to feed into the catalyst production. And then each place that uses catalysts has to feed back into that belt. And I just don't see a way to keep that cycle in balance easily. So I think the way I've been doing it is a simpler way, even if it's not the most efficient in terms of belts on the bus, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Because essentially what you would be doing is you'd have one belt of the empty carriers going back, and you'd have a belt for each of the colors of the catalysts going out. Instead of having two belts, basically. I mean, I could just have... I guess ultimately the easiest method is, instead of doing the individual belts, just have one mixed belt going out to the bus. Specifically of these, just because... I mean, I could do that anyway with the iron and copper too. Ugh, choices. I will work on that later. Where's my car? Now, all of that's getting into, like, very tiny tweaks to efficiency that aren't really necessary at this point in time, because all it would really do is just free up, in the end, at the moment, just 2 belts extra, while because I now have express belts, what I could also free up a bunch of new lanes by using blue underground belts, because I can basically eliminate areas of undergrounds along the way, so I can just add like 6, I think is how many I can add right now if I go down the entire bus and make those changes, but that's time that takes. Let's see. I also need to make these, but oh, where is Chem Plant Mark III? There we go. So, let's start with the formaldehyde. Clearly. So carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas. I am not currently making carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is straight up just made from coal. That is the main process. So that's the next thing, is I need to run the coal out. That be step 1. Fortunately, the coal is right here. Wonder what my solid fuel production... Whoa. I hit a button. Wonder what my solid fuel production is like. The actual speed of production. So I might want to run solid fuel into my my steam power. Also, I don't need that for producing CO2. Let's just go for 600 per second on the CO2. Belt in. Note that I basically have as much coal as I want. Gee, it's as if he's actually making use of the extra coal that he just started producing by training it in. It's like, huh, he just added extra coal. How convenient that I just added extra coal. Now, how do I want to break off of this? It doesn't really matter, and it looks like I've done it just by going up. So let's align. Then, where's the bottom? Here. Then okay, sadly I think that this is actually the proper way of doing this? Yes, it is. Because now that I have the blue belts, I now need to be thinking about I'm going to be filling in these gaps on occasion. I will eventually fill in those gaps, so I need to plan around that to put less work on myself when I do the rest of the adjustments. That's coke, that's solid fuel. Now that's solid fuel, and then carbon. The one below, that's coke. So right now there's a gap of 2 here, but the actual alignment of the blue belts will be up here. So it is actually better doing this here instead of coming up all the way and putting an underground there, because I would eventually have to change it to this anyway when I start using those. Now then. One, two, this is how this is gonna go. Do I have a Jax tank? I have plenty of Jax tanks. Light her up. Welcome to the party, CO2 production. I will note that if this were an earlier version of Angels, it used to be that CO2 was required in coke production. Not coke, but carbon production. So it used to be that when you made carbon, it required... Where even is... hello? Where even? Right here. So it used to be that carbon required CO2, but that was changed to steam relatively recently. That was made in the past, like, month and a half or so. Like, right around the time I started this playthrough was when that change was made. I think, like, right at the time that I started this, streaming, in, late April, was when that change was made. So now this requires steam. But it used to require CO2, and it was somewhat convenient because that meant that you had CO2 already when doing this set of processes. I'm actually going to do this. So, and then the other thing is hydrogen. I need hydrogen for this. And I know that I have hydrogen on my bus. I need to pick up more undergrounds of the pipes. You can upgrade. Because I can see myself requesting those. Now, I think I saw that I do actually have hydrogen going all the way over here. So I'll just bring that over the rest of the way. Now I need actual chemical plants, but this is green catalysts. So I need to start with the green catalysts. And I need to make this like so. Do I want it one on each side? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it one on each side. Better yet. Better yet. That will feed in like so. With loaders. Just because I think it might look a bit prettier that way. All gray belts must die. I will need carriers. Lots of carriers. And by lots, I mean lots. Probably not that many. A few hundred, yes, but... Or two, maybe about 200 or 300, but... We shall see. Then I can do... the, thingies. Now, here's the... trick. On one side, I am making... methanol out of CO2 and hydrogen. On the other side, I am making formaldehyde out of methanol. I actually don't need a gap. So how much is it? It is a 1-to-1? It is a 1-to-1 ratio. That actually means... I can do that. I can do that. And... it just makes the... It makes the pipes a little wonky, but... I can manage. Let's see. I guess this, whatever. If I run that there... this doesn't look good. Want something that at least looks halfway decent. And then you know what? Hydrogen in. It's gonna be right there. What am I even thinking? You there! Ooh, and then more importantly, ahem, if I do this... Oh, right, yes, this will work. As you can see, this will work. For the exception that I want it into a Jack's tank, which means it would go on the other side. That just copies directly across. So now if I say I have 4 of these... Hey look, 550. I happen to be making 600. Isn't that convenient? That is convenient! Highly convenient, actually. And then it's like... in, out... That puts... in, out... LL... No. That puts the empties on the inside, which is what I want. Then over here, I want to grab the empties and stick the fulls on the outside. So, as weird as this seems, I have the option of long or near, and I'll just do the long at this point. So that gets filled ones on the outside ring and empty ones on the inside ring, and that's all I really care about. Yeah, I just need to actually hook up the hydrogen. There's the hydrogen. Set up the Jack's tank. Yeah, that'll be how this is all connected. I need a thingy here and here. No. Here. I think that's it. Now to get the inputs. Oh boy. It's 1, 2. That's the spacing. And I need to bear in mind that's the top of that. So again, it's... Sorry. It's this. Then... the top of this is the one right above the aluminium, because that's cobalt steel. So it's that gap of 2, and then perfect. Oh, the ores are here, not all the way down here, right? That's a thing. That is a thing. Come here, my ores. Alright, nanobots, do some work for me. Let's see if I remember how to do this. No, I don't, actually. Hello, tech. Give me more. And there we go. There be the green catalysts going, or at least ready to go. Just add sweet, sweet lights. Formaldehyde! Non-zero amounts. Just as long as they don't have too many empty catalysts, this is fine. Now, I am banking on the fact here that I have enough hydrogen. I know I'm producing enough CO2, but I have... how much of this? How many of these? Again? 20? Something like that? Of these? I think I have enough hydrogen. Okay, so this is full. This is already completely full. Speaking of which... oh, I already have, like, tons of these, but... yeah. Speaking of which... you there. Show me fluids CO2. Then... oh, do I have enough space for 6 here? That's not a good spot. Go there. Formaldehyde. So congratulations, I'm now making formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is actually also required for liquid plastic 3, along with phenol. Phenol is made out of apparently yellow metal catalysts with benzene and oxygen. It's also made through blue metal catalysts through benzene and propene. Hey, propene. Isn't that beautiful? So, phenol. That is a thing. I will also need bisphenol A. Bisphenol A is used in liquid resin 3. So liquid resin 3 is bisphenol A and epichlorohydrin. Epichlorohydrin is allychloride and hydrochloric. Allychloride, or allele chloride, from propene and chlorine, so that's fine. So the epichlorohydrin is fine in that. The bisphenol A is from phenol, acetone, and hydrochloric. Acetone also comes from this phenol, so it's acetone plus phenol that you get, and you need both of those in liquid resin 3. So actually, the liquid plastic 3 is what we'll all end up using formaldehyde, and I'll need phenol anyway in the liquid resin 3 to get to bisphenol A. So these happen to have a bit of overlap between the liquid plastic 3 and the liquid resin 3, because phenol is an intermediate and formaldehyde is actually being produced from when you were doing the liquid resin 2. So that's nice. That works. That works just fine. And next is urea. Now, urea will require blue metal catalysts. So it is now time to head back to the starting point of the bus. By the way, I could start making pink science packs. Pink science packs require blue belts, blue filter inserters, and something else, I forget what. The pink science packs are brass chests and flying robot frames. Should I do this first? I don't know. What I do know is that I'm also going to be taking a trip all the way up to my uranium because I really actually need to put the brakes on the chest that I have that's making nuclear fuel, because over time I actually want to build up a bunch of N235 or U230. Oh god, I'm stuck. Die. So I need the uranium 235, I think is the one. Which it looks like I haven't even made any yet. Oh, I have one. I have one! One has been... Oh, right. Okay, so this will require lead plates in. Good to know. you are limited to just the one stack, because I am going to need more U-235. In fact, I'm going to need like 40 U-235. Anyway, so lead. The alternative is I could have done this on the bus and bussed to wherever I wanted the stuff. I'm not going to really worry too much about the lead. Part of me is just part of me is happy that that's broken, just because I do need to store up U-235, or the active stuff. It is. Wait, where is the uranium? Where's the uranium listed in this? I don't even know. Oh, it's just not here. Anyway, whatever. Whatever. Not thinking about that right now. I was going to be doing something out here. What was I going to be doing? I have completely forgotten what I was going to be doing out here. Cobalt and titanium on the bus. Cobalt and titanium ores on the bus, as well as picking up additional belts. That's what I was in the process of doing. All of this to get more resin, to get more circuits, so that I can actually produce robots not at a trickle. So just so that we get a clear understanding of the thought processes currently, and where things currently stand. Hello, tech. Ooh, mining drills. Where things currently stand is that I need... Well, what I was wanting to do was to get... robots, but to get robots I need the white circuits. Specifically, I need the white circuit boards as well. And the bottleneck for those is the consumption of resin, and resin is currently bottlenecked by wood, but I know that because I'll need a lot of resin for things such as fiberglass, I will need liquid resin to make fiberglass from glass fibers. I've decided that, yeah, that liquid resin is going to be what I work on first, and that's what I'm now working on getting. So I'm working on liquid resin. Liquid resin requires formaldehyde and, why am I drawing a blank? It requires formaldehyde and urea. So I've made the formaldehyde, and I am now working on the urea. The urea happens to require blue catalysts, blue metal catalysts. So I'm currently working on busing the raw materials for blue metal catalysts. Now, here's the next thing. blah, blah. Nitinol plates. Nitinol plates are made from titanium ingots and nickel ingots. So, I should, quote, like, emphasis on the should, do titanium where I'm doing nickel, which, it's not a lot of space there. Oh, and apparently I disconnected briefly, yet again. Nickel is here, and it looks, just to my eyes, thinking about how big titanium is and how big nitinol is, that should be enough space. So I have to bring the titanium all the way down here to where I have the nickel and do like a line above or something like that. That'll be where it ultimately lives. So I may as well just bring this down. To where it will ultimately live. But it will also live on this line with cobalt. However, it is now officially the end of the stream. It is 1 o'clock in the afternoon, time to wrap things up. So, what was accomplished today? Well, the point of today was to get production of blue belts and inserters. That was my main, goal for this stream, was to get up to blue belts and inserters, which I have done. I have connected all of this, and it is operating about as smoothly as it can currently. And I've got a nice little buffer of 1,000 set up there, so I can go grab those and start using them. And I've filled up my setups for the most part. Why are you not, moving? I have to check on that, see what it's limited to, because I'm pretty sure it should be collecting more than just 36. But, yeah, so I'm making those. That's cool. That's good, even. I am also making now, concrete, because that will be used for lots of things. I am making more carbon now. I am making more, circuits now, of both types by upgrading. I upgraded this to the blue machines, and I upgraded this to blue machines and doubled it, basically. And I added to out here, I've started working on liquid resin. So all that stuff we just talked about. So then it was more towards the liquid resin side of things. And among all of this, I went out and I started mining a full red belt's worth of coal into a warehouse, and it is being trained up to here to feed into a beautiful red belt throughput worth of coal until it gets to here, and then it's gray. All gray belts must die going forward. So with that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat. Next time will be robots. I will be making the liquid resin and making resin out of it and feeding into all the circuits and that I need the resin for, and I will start automating glorious robots. Construction and logistic robots. And I will see you all on Friday when we do that. I will be back tomorrow with more of the Pyanodons playthrough. Hope to see you then.